The loan officer sales training with the mortgage calculator. We will get started here in just a couple minutes. We're just waiting to go live on all the different platforms. We are streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. In the meantime, I put the chat up on the screen. So for those tuning in, please feel free to drop a comment there in the chat. Remember, we do these 12 p.m. Eastern every weekday where we go through a different sales training. So as you tune in, drop a comment there in the chat. We'll get started here in just a moment. Appreciate everybody tuning in nice and early. We'll get started in a moment. Thank you for the comments there, Jason and Nicole. Everybody tuning in, go ahead and drop a comment there. And we'll get started momentarily. Just give everybody a chance to jump on and get us a couple minutes here just to go live on all the different platforms. All right, Jake, Angela, thank you for the comments. Appreciate it. I see some more people tuning in here. And it looks like we are live on all the different platforms. So I see more people dropping comments there. Annette, Sandra, Crisita, Julio, appreciate the comments. It looks like we are ready to get started, but keep dropping comments there in the chat as you tune in, and feel free to ask any questions that you may have. I see lots of people tuning in and commenting. That's great. All right. So what we're going to do here is continue on our path that we're going down this week. So yesterday, we talked about prospecting in person. Today, we're going to talk about prospecting online. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about prospecting on the phone. And then Thursday and Friday, we're going to bring this all together here. Now, just like I said yesterday, some of the things on this slide may seem like no-brainers, but hopefully I can give you some insights into something that may not be a no-brainer, right? So what I want to talk about today is prospecting online. And the number one thing here on my slide is do not spam. Spamming is going to get you nowhere, right? It's never going to be a good thing to do. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, I could, message a bunch of people and stuff like that. We never spam people. We never mass email people. We never just copy and paste a message to everyone that we're talking to on all of the platforms. As far as, I guess if we aren't in, I guess I shouldn't say the people we're talking to. I guess I should say the people who are not talking to yet. So number one thing here when we're prospecting online is to not spam people. We want to be actually organic. So don't lose sight of that. I know it's hard to do some of these other things that we're talking about here, as opposed to just saying, oh, I'm just going to message everybody with a copy and paste message, right? Even if you add their name to it and try to customize it, we don't want to just mass message people. And most of these platforms will start penalizing you for it, as well as your email server will penalize you for it. And for those of you at the mortgage calculator, if you're spamming people with your email, it actually hurts all of the rest of us with the delivery rate because of the domain. The entire domain can get spammed out if a bunch of people are out there just spamming people. Every single time that somebody marks it as spam, that kind of hurts us, hurts our domain and our delivery rate. So even the other people on our team at our company are going to be hurt when you are spamming people because they have the same domain on their email. So it's a lot more than just not trying to spam people and not be spammy. It goes further than that into the algorithms on the different social media websites. It goes into the delivery rate of your email, and not just your email, but everybody at your company that has their email at that same domain. So for those of you here at the mortgage calculator, please make sure that you are not spamming at all, and definitely not spamming with your email. Be a team player. and don't ruin everybody else's delivery rates just because you're trying to spam people. The next thing here is real social media engagement. So this is the opposite of spamming, right? This is actually creating real engagement. Now, of course, content is a great thing to engage. I know some of you may not post much content. Maybe that's going to change after some of these sales trainings, or maybe you're just not the content creating type. But I would say, even if you're not the content creating other people's content, and don't be afraid to put you out there as some content as well. I mean, everybody has to start somewhere, and there is nothing that you put out there that's necessarily going to hurt, obviously, as long as you're being professional and stuff. But, you don't have to be the greatest speaker and, stuff like that, right? Just get out there and do something and put it on your social media, because that is the number one way that you can have real social media engagement. Now, not only am I talking about content here, but I am talking about you engaging as the user as well. Now, this goes back to what we talked about when we're talking about Facebook groups, right? When we talked about going into Facebook groups on our past training, we talked about actually engaging as a part of that group and not just, posting your graphic in there and posting your info saying, hey, I'm a loan officer, come do deals with me. We were talking on that Facebook group training about going in there, engaging with people, commenting on things, and, providing some type of value. So that goes for more than just Facebook. That goes for all social media. That goes for Instagram as well, and all the other social media platforms where you should be going on people's posts and posting actual, comments, right? So it's not just about, what you're posting. It's also about how you're interacting with other people's posts. So there's unlimited accounts out there about real estate, about loan officers. There's even some fun ones that are, kind of, funny satire type pages for real estate and for loan officers that are fun to engage with and, share that type of stuff. So it's not just about posting things yourself. It's also about engaging with other people's content. And I don't just mean Facebook groups. I mean commenting on other people's posts, obviously putting in the hashtag, real estate, loan officer, mortgage loans, and just genuinely commenting on people's things, because it does a few things. For one, it's going to improve your algorithm, right? Because you're actually a real account engaging with people. So it's going to make that content that you post, it's going to do better in the algorithm because you're an actual account, right? So Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be, they push you up in the algorithm when you're an actual account interacting with people. When you post comments on people's posts that are popular and those people like your comment, right? Then again, it furthers you in the algorithm. So it's very important to not just be a poster of content, but also be a user of content and actually participate in it and comment on it, like it, engage with it. Now, the next bullet point here is, where are your customers? So if we're going to be prospecting online, we need to know where our customers are, right? Is it on Facebook? Is it on Instagram? Is it on TikTok? Are they on forums, different, of course, Facebook groups, but also different websites, different forums? I mean, obviously the possibilities are endless nowadays. So especially for those of you who kind of specialize in something, some of you may be very much into the, DPA programs. Some of you are mainly into investment properties, like a lot of the loan officers here at the excuse me, at the mortgage calculator. So you need to really take some time and think about, where are your customers? It's not just putting in mortgages, of course, that will be great, right? But take that extra time to really think, write some things down, write a list down of these are the type of people I want to target. And it probably starts with the type of loans that you want to work with the most. Are you looking to do actual purchases for actual buyers that are looking to purchase primary homes? That would be a slightly different list than somebody that's only working with investors. That would be a slightly different list from somebody who's only doing commercial deals. So take that time for when you set out on this journey to do some real social media engagement and some posts, and also, commenting on things and being a part of these groups and being a follower on these pages and commenting. Take some time to write it down. Make a quick list and say, this is the type of loans I want to target, the type of customers I want to target, and take a couple minutes to think, where would they be? What pages would they be on? What pages would they be following? And so it's much more than just, kind of just winging it, right? You can do a lot by sitting down, mapping it out a little bit, and actually spending your time in a more effective way. So let's put some time into thinking, where are your customers, right? Some of you are just into mortgages, and that's great. You're like, hey, I'll take any type of deal, especially in the environment we're in right now, right? But it always helps to narrow that down a bit. I know a bunch of you, you'll do any type of loan, right? We're not going to turn any type of loan down, but these type of things are where we can generate business and what we are looking to do, what we're most comfortable doing. Maybe it's what we're more experienced doing. So take that time, jot it down, and kind of come up with a little plan of action here for you to kind of attract what you want here. Now, what value are you providing is the next bullet point here. Are you providing some type of value when you're online? Now, this not only goes for commenting on social media. Are you providing, we talked about this in the Facebook group. Are you providing advice to people? Are you providing content that's valuable, advice that's valuable, some type of insight that is valuable, right? You want to actually provide something as opposed to just posting something over and over about having people work with you. I'm a loan officer, please use me, right? We need to provide some type of value to get those eyeballs and to further our place in the algorithms, right? When we're providing something of value, people are liking it, people are sharing it. That's always going to help us when it comes to the algorithms. So we want to make sure we, think, what are we going to provide here? The quoting system at the mortgage calculator is an amazing way to prospect with people online as far as providing value to them and sending them new quotes with new rates, and actually taking the time out of your day to provide this client with some actual insight into what it is that they were looking to do, because they already told you what they're looking to do. So you're in the perfect place at the mortgage calculator to be able to keep updating them with value. So if you've already sent them a quote or they're in your system at the mortgage calculator, that follow-up is absolutely an easy way to provide value when you're requoting them. But again, we're talking about social media. We're talking about being out there active in forums and on pages. And so in those situations, try to provide value. There's thousands of comments on a lot of these posts. Comment in response to one of the other comments, right? And provide some type of insight. If a person says, hey, I don't get this, or, something like that, then comment and try to help them understand it. And then you can go back and forth with them. And all that stuff is improving your place in the algorithms, making it a real account. Because what are you doing to Facebook and Instagram and these sites? You're providing value to them. You're providing interaction. That's how they make money, is interaction, real accounts actually interacting. So when you're providing value to people on these platforms, you're providing value to that platform, and it's going to return that value by increasing your visibility because your algorithm is increasing in a positive way. So I know a lot of you know, yeah, I should be out there doing stuff on social media, but it would be great for you to look at it in that way as well and understand that when you interact genuinely on these platforms, you're providing value to the platform, which then is returned in being further up in the algorithm, which is going to help every other thing that you're doing. And that is what's going to make the difference between just doing a post that doesn't get served to anyone because you're not really in the algorithms, and doing a post that really gets shared with most of your followers, most of your friends, and then can kind of go viral from there, especially if you have some good content. So get your mind in that state too of every comment you make, every single thing you do is going to not only give you visibility and people are going to see those comments and all that kind of stuff, but it's also going to help you in the algorithm, which when it comes to social media, the algorithm is everything. It's going to determine who sees your content, who sees your advertisements, and all that kind of good stuff. Now, the last thing here on the list is prospect for partners online. So don't just think it's all about customers. We also prospect for partners online. Now, LinkedIn is a great place to build relationships with partners. But again, going back to the first bullet point, we're not just going to spam people. I know, LinkedIn has kind of become just a spam fest, right? But the best thing to do is genuinely connect with people, not necessarily send them a message right off the bat. I'm sure all of you get those people where they, follow you and, send the message at the same time and all that kind of good stuff, which is fine. But it's a much more slow but effective route of just building the connection and not, spamming them right away with a message. It's much better to just connect with them genuinely, and eventually they're going to start seeing your posts and stuff like that, as opposed to they automatically know you're just spamming on there when you automatically send them that auto message when you connect with them, right? When they accept your friend request or whatever it is you want to call it, most people have this auto message thing that's just like, hey, I would like to help you with this. You should use my company. Well, we could take a more genuine approach, a less spammy approach, and just genuinely connect with them. Then when we share content, when we share whatever it is that we want on our LinkedIn, they can engage in it naturally without going, oh, this is that person that just connected with me because they're just spamming me. They obviously have no interest in actually, talking to me or finding out what I do or anything like that. So there's other places as well to prospect, but LinkedIn is great. I do want to let everybody know there is a cool tool named Alfred, ALFRED, right? Alfred, which is basically automated LinkedIn, right? So you can connect your LinkedIn account. You might want to jot this down. Alfred, you can connect your LinkedIn account and it will do your friend requests and your messages, and it'll do what I just said not to do, right? It'll send them automated messages as soon as they request your friend. So that just works all day, and it'll just friend request people for you that are in your business. You tell it what you do, you tell it who to target, and it will just go all day and send as many friend requests as it can. And of course, you can configure it to send any messages you want and all that. But personally, I would recommend just genuinely connecting with the people, getting them in your system. You can do things like repost content as well. One of the things that's worked for a couple people is reposting our daily rates live. Without even having to do your own webinar, you can repost some of the ones that we do and, tell people, hey, check out this webinar, reach out to me if you want any more info on these programs. Today, we're talking about VA and USDA renovation loans, which is what we talked about today, right? So you're essentially providing value and expertise without actually necessarily having to do it, because we do a lot of that here at the company. And you can let people know, hey, this is my company. Anybody can get in touch with me if they need any more info. So jot that down. If you are into LinkedIn, Alfred is a tool that you can use. And there's other ones out there as well. But prospecting for partners, who are great partners to prospect with as a loan officer? Obviously, realtors, right? That's the big obvious one, but also other loan officers. At the Mortgage Calculator, you can take referrals for business purpose loans from other mortgage loan originators. A lot of these loan officers do not have the programs that you all have. A lot of them, if they don't fit into the conventional FHA, USDA, and VA, they really have nothing to do. Well, you can give them an outlet and a place to actually send that business. And if it is a business purpose loan, then they also can be compensated with a referral fee. So, any other people you can prospect with. There's people that are, run investment funds. There's people that have construction companies. So when you go in there on LinkedIn, whether you're doing it manually or whether you're using Alfred or some other automated LinkedIn prospecting program, there are plenty of different things that you can put in there to connect with. There's CPAs that you could connect with on there that can easily send you business, and, home insurance agents could also send you business. So it doesn't just have to be realtors. You can think outside the box a little bit and get some of these people, if they're dealing with homeowners every day or dealing with investors every day, or even like in the case of a CPA, dealing with people who could be investors who essentially are trying to figure out where to invest their money, trying to figure out what they could do for the best tax benefits. And we all know that real estate is one of the best vehicles to invest your money. It's one of the amazing vehicles to save taxes, to have tax write-offs, to take depreciation on, and you can do all kinds of tricks as far as accounting with real estate. So some of the CPAs out there would be more than happy to talk to their customers about opportunities like buying rental properties with no income verification, no employment verification, like our DSCR loans. So last bullet point there, prospect for partners. Don't think it's only just, being online, talking to customers. It's also about being online and talking to partners and building those relationships. I don't see any questions, so I think we'll go ahead and move forward here. Just remember that we don't want to spam. I think that's the biggest takeaway here. We don't want to spam. We want to be real. We want to create real social media engagement. I want you to take away from here today that the more you're real and the more you engage, the more other people will engage with you, the further you're going to go up in the algorithm. So this all helps. Every single comment that you put in, every single thing that you do, you might not see the immediate benefit from it, but trust me, you're going up in the algorithm and you're being treated better by these platforms because, again, you're providing value to them. How they make money is for people to be active, right? They need those numbers to tell their advertisers. They need those numbers to tell their investors. It's all for them. It's all about engagement. That's their biggest measurement that they have. So when you provide engagement, you're providing them value and they reward you accordingly in the algorithm. Now, today, what I want everyone to do, again, always a takeaway here from these trainings, what I would challenge everyone to do today is write down a list of where your ideal customers are. So first, if you haven't figured it out yet, what is your ideal type of specialty? What would you like to specialize in? That would be the first step. Jot that down. Really think about it. What type of loans would I mostly want to do? Of course, you're going to do all type of loans, but what would I like to specialize in? And then write down where do you think those people would be online, and then start attacking them today. So today's challenge is to write down what you want to specialize in, write down where those people would be online, and then start getting at it today. Now, again, tomorrow we're going to go through prospecting on the phone. Then later this week, we'll pull it all together here. So this week is kind of consecutive trainings here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you back here tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, for the next sales training with the Mortgage Calculator.